scenario when somebody's murdered in broad daylight and they have like, $100 million organization behind them, it's common sense that you should check the people that work at that organization. Like that's like the first people that you should begin to investigate.
It's those little things where, again, he would walk through the door, drop his bags, daddy's home, take his phone Friday night.
Here is an old photo that came out in 2019 of Erika Kirk with Benjamin Netanyahu's son. Okay, wait.
So, it looks like the TPUSA board of directors finally found proof of Erika's alleged deal with Israeli agents because they're officially kicking her out of her CEO chair. And honestly, that reaction makes sense when you hear the figure Erika allegedly took from them, $2 million. $2 million. That's all it took for her to sell Charlie out to the enemy and hang him out to dry. If that sounds confusing, then it's probably because Charlie's beef with certain Israeli agents has been quietly kept out of the mainstream media since his death, because apparently Charlie was being pressured by people who wanted him to make secret deals with Israel to the point where he was scared that he was going to get killed because of his refusal. And so the question becomes, why was Erika making secret deals with the same people her husband thought were after his life? Was she an agent herself this whole time?
Someone at Turning Point decided not to file 3 of the 4 of their annual financial statements 4 months before Charlie Kirk appointed a new COO, requested a new audit, and was murdered.
So, if you've been following the Erika Kirk saga this whole time, then you've probably heard the rumors of her being a honeypot and how she got paid millions to get close to Charlie. And while those might feel too deep into conspiracy theory land for most people, the truth is that those rumors didn't come from thin air. And Candace Owens broke all of this wide open when she brought her viewers' attention to Charlie's publicly recorded feud with certain Israeli power players. According to Candace, Charlie never supported Israel, and he always thought they were going about things the wrong way. This led to him facing immense pressure from Israeli supporters like Bill Ackman and Seth Dillon, who allegedly threatened to sabotage Charlie's organization if he didn't change his views on Israel. Candace further claimed that Bill Ackman staged an intervention where he tried to blackmail Charlie into supporting Israel. The pressure became so much at some point that Charlie was actually considering just doing what they wanted to protect himself and his family.
Essentially what was staged, an intervention was staged by Bill Ackman, because Charlie's rational thoughts about Israel were a no-no. This is not the route that you should be going on. And Charlie was surrounded by his friends, his quote-unquote friends. Bill Ackman was very upset, and threats were made, is what I am told.
And get this, Candace also claimed to have evidence that Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu allegedly personally invited Charlie to Israel under the guise of talking things out. But according to her, that invite was actually a trap. And it's not a coincidence that Charlie got assassinated just a few days after declining the invite.
At this time that Bibi Netanyahu was called and Charlie was invited to Israel, this was an under duress situation, I would say.
Now, Bill Ackman has categorically denied all of this, but even the idea that Charlie was being so aggressively pursued by Israeli power players was enough to get people asking questions. That's when eyes turned to Erika, because if they tried and failed to connect with him personally, there's a good chance they tried to use Erika to get to him. And what they found out about Erika next perfectly explained all the missing gaps. For months, Erika has been laughing about the rumors suggesting that she's some sort of secret agent working for the government. But all it took to shatter those defenses was one resurfaced video. In the video, which has now been viewed millions of times on social media, Erika can be seen at a supposed CIA briefing on EMP attacks and US power grid vulnerability. And she's not there as a host or as an observer. She's the one heading the briefing, or at least this section of it, something most average people would never even dream of getting close to.
We have 5 major threats that make our grid extremely vulnerable that we've presented to congressional officials. 1 being cyber, 2 being hackers, 3 being physical threats, 4th one is solar EMP, and the 5th one is man-made EMP. So the concern that we have is that we put out this critical information, and when we go over this risk analysis, they hear what we're saying, but they don't want to take action.
This video was so radically different from the image that Erika presented to the world that people immediately could tell something was off. Suddenly, those CIA agent and honeypot allegations didn't seem so far-fetched. At the same time, a lot of people also felt like it made sense. Now, y'all already know about Erika's background, having proximity to power circles because her parents worked in network security, frequently consulting for government organizations like the CIA and FBI. So, Erika clearly isn't new to any of this. But the big question became, why did she need to join Trump's Miss America pageant when she could have easily bagged a deal as a security consultant for the government? The images weren't lining up, unless the pageant thing was just a cover for Erika's real job, a government asset. Seeing as the US is Israel's biggest ally, the idea of Erika potentially working for both governments doesn't feel like such a stretch. And once folks made that connection, they understood the one thing that had been staring everyone in the face all along. Nothing about Erika's presence in Charlie's life and TPUSA is a coincidence. Now here's where it gets even crazier, because when all of these weird connections about Erika started coming up, internet detectives did one thing: follow the money, and it led them down an unbelievable trail.
One person in conservative America is suddenly sitting on a massive fortune. Erika Kirk, Charlie Kirk's widow, is now controlling a $100 million right-wing empire, and the numbers? They are insane.
Since Charlie died, Erika has positioned herself as his natural successor. She didn't just inherit grief and the Kirk surname, she inherited a whole business empire. Records show that Erika received over $10 million in donations to the Kirk family after Charlie's death. She also cashed out on Charlie's generous life insurance payout, which some outlets have estimated to be around $10 million. And there have also been reports that Erika recently made $2 million on the sale of their Scottsdale, Arizona home. But none of that seemed to satisfy, because she made sure to insert herself in TPUSA's coffers. Making herself the CEO was the perfect excuse for that. And as Candace Owens pointed out, that was TPUSA's biggest mistake.
I think the mistake they made, and I've said on my podcast, she should have never become the CEO and chairman overnight. Because now when people have questions, you got to answer them, right? You're not just a grieving widow, but you very quickly decided that you were equipped to be Charlie. Well, guess what? That's going to be a trial by fire.
Because people quickly noticed dips in budget and operational transparency. But they couldn't ask any questions because, well, it would be rude to interrogate a grieving widow. In the last year of his life, Charlie reportedly earned almost $400,000, with TPUSA itself grossing nearly $400 million. The board of trustees apparently used to encourage him even to take a bigger pay, but Charlie always declined because he just wasn't about that life. However, when Erika took the reins, she immediately created a very lavish tour budget. Everything from flights, accommodation, feeding, security, technical assistance, stage setup, wardrobe, and logistics had a separate account. Accounts that could easily be inflated with hundreds of thousands of dollars taken straight out of TPUSA's wallet without raising red flags. And when TPUSA board of directors found out the lengths Erika went to get ahead both financially and politically, making deals with the same people Charlie believed wanted him dead, they knew they had to let her go immediately. Once that news broke to the surface, Erika started losing followers across her social media. Even if her fans could excuse every other thing she had done up until this point, they drew the line at her selling Charlie out for just $2 million. But just as Erika was losing her credibility, Candace added fuel to the fire by encouraging her followers to ask for their donations back. And while the biggest donors didn't do that, many small dollar donors actually did, which is interesting considering that TPUSA and Erika have a very loyal fan base. So, if even they were questioning everything about Erika to the point of withdrawing their support, it just showed how far Erika had fallen from grace. However, just when it looked like all the shady things about Erika had been exposed, even more dirt started pouring out linking her to the Israeli conspiracy. For example, old videos where Erika admitted she had gone to Israel many times resurfaced, making it more believable that she had ties there.
I will never forget the time I was in Israel with my husband, that was the second time, but the first time with my mother on a pilgrimage.
But what was even creepier was this resurfaced photo showing Erika's ex-boyfriend Cabot Phillips hanging out with Charlie like they were besties. Now, Erika has claimed that she didn't meet Charlie until much later, but this photo clearly proves that she knew Charlie, although he might not have known her. Meanwhile, Cabot has worked under Ben Shapiro at The Wire this whole time. And if y'all recall, Ben Shapiro was one of the people Charlie clashed with over this Israel issue. But guess what? Now that Charlie is dead, Cabot Phillips has taken up an even bigger role in TPUSA, even going on a How to Lead Like Charlie tour sponsored by the company, something Charlie would never have agreed to. This places him directly at the center of TPUSA in such a way that even if Erika is kicked out for good, she still has a man on the inside who is loyal to her. And that's what's making the board anxious. Because if Erika can still influence the organization even from the outside, there's no telling what she might do in retaliation. And that's where this stops being about whether Erika lost her job and starts being about how deep her reach still goes. Because getting fired doesn't undo what was allegedly taken. The $2 million doesn't vanish. The inflated budgets don't rewind, and the donations that moved while no one was allowed to ask questions don't suddenly get explained just because Erika lost her title. Charlie's gone, Erika's fired, but the influence everyone's been whispering about, that part hasn't been removed yet. And until all the money is accounted for, this story isn't over, it's just exposed.